Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and today it's Panalisa once again and we're going to do Christmas. So I'm going to do the charcuterie board. Yeah, I said it again. It's the Feeling Merry pack, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'll move it down a bit. It's got ever such a lot of pink in it, and we're also going to be using this waffle heart, and to go with that I'm using some pink chenille, which is Dollar Tree. I haven't even used that yet. I just bought, I think, a couple of balls of it a couple of years ago. And also, because it's Christmas, I'm going to be using my mini rhombus in the very sort of like frosty. And if I take the lid off it, you might see it better. So I stack all my sequins and bits up in huge tubes. There you go. Oh, that's a nice picture. So there you go, mini rhombus, all frosty and sparkly, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I do love my mini rhombus, and probably my favourite ones are these ones in the top, because they just make great sprinkles on donuts and ice creams and all sorts of things. So I'm just moving my mouth away from the microphone, so I'll just shout for a second, and that's what we're going to be using today. So the idea is I'm going to have the charcuterie board. I'm having a couple of waffle hearts. You can do this section as a shaker if I turn it over. I'm not doing that because I want to have a flat one, and then I want to use some foam board, which is Dollar Tree foam board, as the frosting layer on the top one. So I'm going to run away and do some die cutting, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done that, and I've also used some of my silver cardstock that I've had for years, and it's actually got holly on it. So it is a Christmas fall cardstock, and I've got this in golden copper, and I discovered it in my Christmas box of papers, and I thought, you've been there for a few years, it is time to use you. So that is the paper that I'm choosing for the top of the charcuterie board. And then for my bottom waffle hearts, I've done silver again, and I cut a piece of the dotty paper. Now I'm going to show you so that you know how to put these together. My plan is that one's going to go on the bottom, just a plain piece of frosting on the top. And then for my top one, I'm just trying to pick stuff up. I'm using the pink snowflake, which is quite retro. Silver waffle again, which is going to go on here. So now you can see why I've chosen that one to be flat. They will be sort of like moved apart a little bit, but I've also decided to do a silver outline which will go on there, and it will go on there correctly. But this frosting piece is in foam board, so you can see how thick that is. I don't know if I can get close. There you go. That is what your foam board looks like. So it'll just go through your die cut machine on your regular plates, and that one is going to have a lot of dimension, and it's going to be all sprinkled up. So that is what the plan is. So I'm just going to move my waffle hearts out of the way, and we're going to glue the charcuterie board. Now, as you know, foil is a slick surface, and it can take a while for glues to dry, so you might have to be patient when using liquid glue onto foil cardstock, especially if it's sprayed on, if you know what I mean. A lot of foils now are kind of like sprayed on or plastic coated, whatever it is you want to call them, but they're not like a genuine foil. I believe this one is, and I think it was quite expensive when I got it. And I'm trying to think of the name of the company. It might be Kanban or something like that, but I do know that it was quite a while ago. So I'm going to slide that over, and hopefully I've got that in the centre. I'm just going to pick that up and look at it. So it is forgiving in as much as I say, it takes a while for the glue to dry, but it means that you're able to move it and push it around. Now, if you look at this, the second charcuterie has got a hole in, but the bottom layer hasn't. And because this is going to be a tag, I'm just going to grab my hole punch. This one is from Dollar Tree. I've got several of these actually, and it sticks. So you have to kind of like press and twang. But you know, for $1, I'm not going to complain. So I'm going to find the center of my hole. And if it isn't direct center, it's not always important, especially if you put in, see what I mean? And then you have to twang it open. It's going to have the chenille popped into there. So we're going to be able to hide all of that. So that isn't quite dry yet, I will say. And I have cut off a piece of chenille, and I'm going to double it up and poke it through. So I'll just find my ends. Weird thing about chenille is it's got like a firm sort of like cotton. Now I'm going to double it, aren't I? Cotton type core. But the fluffy bit, if you're not careful, can just sort of peel off. Now I do have a cigarette lighter that I usually burn ends and things with, but I don't really want to do it to this because for some reason I don't think it would be a good idea. So if you have success with fixing the ends of chenille, do let me know. Right, so we've got that, and now we're going to pull it gently. Now if you've got charms or anything like that, you could certainly dangle them on the end, and I'm just going to cut through that piece. But I will show you what I mean. Do you see that? You get your fluffy bits that come off, but you also get like thread. Yeah, that's a perfect piece there, if you can see it. So it doesn't matter how many times you cut that. Once you cut it, it's just going to keep coming back. So if anybody knows how to seal off chenille, do let me know. Right, that is the charcuterie board. Right, next up we're going to do this one, and then I can just go off camera and do the other one because you'll know how to do this. And it's all shaped to fit that heart, so it's quite easy. So we just put in drops of glue. I'm just going to put them on the cross pieces. I'm going quiet, I know. Now if you wanted to really fancy this up, you could put like pearls and stuff like that onto all of those little cross sections. But that goes down onto there like that, and as I said, it just fits perfectly. So we've got that. And then the next thing, which also fits because you've got the groove for the heart, which will go there, and that is this piece. And if you were doing a shaker, then this would be your shaker frame. I'm just carefully going around the edges there. Not always easy when you're holding something up in the air. I missed that little bit. So now this needs to go down onto here, and I will have to pick this up to make sure that I've got it. Whoops, well, that's not the correct place, is it? So I'm just going to pull that out of there and arrange it again. Now if you're someone like me and you do get a lot of glue onto foil, you can just use a regular pencil eraser and gently remove it once it's dry, and glue will just rub off that foil surface for you. So now we've got the outline of the frosting, and we're going to take a piece of Dollar Tree foam board and we're going to glue that down. Now this stuff glues down really quickly. I love using Dollar Tree foam board, and if you haven't seen my Dollar Tree foam board video, then you should because it just looks absolutely gorgeous when it's cut out. And depending on the kinds of dies that you use with it, there you go, I need to slide that over just a fraction and up. then it just comes out and just embosses beautifully. But for doing frosting, I think there's nothing like it. I mean, I hope you can see that. Oh, there you go. You've got that gorgeous, border edge, and it's all like up in the air. So cutting out cookies and donuts with it is just absolutely wonderful. Right, and because this one is going to have the sprinkles, I am wanting to concentrate kind of at the top. So I'm getting my glue down so that I can get a frosty top on it, because I still want to be able to see the Dollar Tree foam board, because it just looks so nice. Right, I'm unscrewing the tower again. And someone like me should have a scrap of cardstock, and I've got something here. So I'm just going to slide that under there. And, whoops, unscrew my tower and get these. And you can just be generous with them, because you can put any others back in your pot. And, I've got them all over the place, but you get the idea. And you're not throwing them away, because they're on your cardstock, any extras that you've used. And just gently tap them with your finger so that they stay there. Right, now, while that is drying, I am going to obviously tidy up my mess, and I'll put the other one together because you've seen how that one is done. Right, so that one's done, and now it's just a matter of putting them on, and it's just really, really quick. A really quick and cute thing to do. Right, so I think I've got that straight to myself at the moment, I think. I'm going to kind of have them on in that sort of angle. Might come down just a little bit, or maybe not. Yeah, I'm just going to go in with some glue. Now, those sequins might still be, not dry enough, but I'll try and be careful. But just using wet glue today. No foam pads, because I've got that dimension coming off that foam board. You could certainly do that if you wanted to. But I'm going to come off edge with that one and pop that there. And then I'm going to carefully flip that one, put some glue onto the back. And I can grab it at an edge. I'm going to pop that one there. You can kind of scoot stuff around before you, and you've got room to put a little sticker or a tag onto that. Now I'm just going to hold this down while it dries, and I'll be right back. Right, and there we have it. Really, really quick to make. Lovely little bit of soft pink chenille. Let's see if we can get the top of that in. There you go. You've got your gorgeous little frosty piece there up on the waffle, and then you've got the flatter one so that will go over the top. And that is what I have got for you today. I thank you so much for joining me. Now, tomorrow is Friday, and Friday is my day. And I do have a couple of hauls to share, and we're going to be using some of that stuff in those hauls because it's so sweet. Right, you have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. And as usual, all links below. Bye.